By the end of the day on Friday, Bitcoin is very likely going to make a multi-$1,000 move. And in today's video, I'm going to explain to you what's going on with this, because this is pretty crazy. You've got like all that up there, all that down there. You basically made a bunch of money and then just sold into it. What is going on with the price of Bitcoin? We're explaining that in today's video. What is up with all of these spikes? They are annoying, I've got to admit. And again, we're going to discuss what's going on with the liquidity, with the liquidations, and everything like that. So if you're interested in what's to come, slap a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed. And if this video hits 1,000 likes, which will require everybody that doesn't normally hit like to press like, I'm going to upload a video on the main channel about what happened to me yesterday, which is quite a serious scenario, and it'll point out why it's time to leave the UK. And I think that for many other people in crypto, it's also time to leave the UK, because it were a stressful evening yesterday. Jesus Christ, I've never had anything like that happen to me in my life. So slap a like, get to 1,000 likes on this video. I'm going to make a comeback on the main channel as well, and it'll be quite a shocking video when I post it. So slap a like, subscribe, and let's crack on with today's video, where I'm still a bit traumatized. Anyway, going back, Bitcoin liquidation, you honestly don't know how, it's terrifying. Anyway, I'm still not over it, and I probably won't get over it for a while. PTSD from being a child as well. Very similar scenario happened to me back then. Anyway, Bitcoin liquidation. We kind of did a good thing earlier. We came out and we wicked out $749 million worth of short positions. After we'd wicked out those short positions, which was all the way at the top of this spike, it dropped all the way back down again. And you can see here on this chart here, Stonksy called this, he called this. There's a few wish-washy bits in between where he gets it wrong. But the main point is it gets the two big moves here and it calls them correctly. The 10-second, by the way, is actually a really good day trading time frame that Stonksy seems to work perfectly on. Anyway, again, the hit rate on this is insane. It picks up so much good stuff. When it comes to this, why did this happen? We wicked out a bunch of short positions. That's good. That's clearing the sky for more pushing up. The question is, are we going to push up above $60,000 this week? And I think the likelihood of that is pretty strong, to be honest. And the other problem we've got is we've got all of this liquidity down here as well, down at 53, 52, 51. There's so much liquidity in this range down here. And if we look at it, what happened on a smaller time frame, so this is only the 24-hour chart, you can see that, again, I'll refresh this because these are like 1 minute candles or whatever. You can see that literally as soon as we hit this range up here, we dropped all the way back down again. We liquidated a bunch of people, dropped all the way back down again, started to threaten these people with liquidation, but we've not done that. And instead we're pushing back to the upside, which gives me some confidence that actually things are on the turn. And if we look at the net flows, which is one of the best indicators that we can use right now, apart from Stonksy, to give us an overview on the market. And you can see that basically throughout the course of today, more Bitcoin has been withdrawn, apart from over the 24-hour period, because there was some big deposits at some stage. A lot of Bitcoin has been withdrawn so far today. You can also see that on Ethereum, we definitely have a net negative, and the most important metric here is $150 million of Tether in the past 24 hours has been deposited on exchanges. That is a huge amount. Compare it to the 7-day amount, that makes up more than half of the amount of money deposited in the past 7 days, which probably means we're in for a pump. Like, just going off that metric and how it's typically performed in the past, when there is so much deposits and they're abnormally large, just before a Friday, it probably means that pump day is going to be Friday. And again, if we look at the Bitcoin exchange balances, Coinbase, 24 hours, it had some more deposits than it had withdrawals, but Binance had 2,600 Bitcoin withdrawn from it. Again, over the past 7 days, 2,900 Bitcoin withdrawn from Binance. So most of the Bitcoin withdrawn this week was withdrawn yesterday. And yesterday was a pretty low day for Bitcoin. I mean, in general, we've been having some pretty low days for Bitcoin. But you can see that there's been a lot of buying activity basically going on Coinbase, a lot of buying on Kraken down here, a lot of buying in general, which is pretty good. Out of the Bitcoin ETFs, we saw FBTC add some Bitcoin and BTCO add some Bitcoin. ARK Invest, their holders sold 937 Bitcoin. So basically a pretty net neutral. I mean, the total for the day there yesterday was minus 762 Bitcoin. But really, this is all just this is not making an impact on the market at all. This is not enough Bitcoin to change any kind of situation. When it comes to Ethereum, we can see that the Fidelity seems to be adding quite a lot of Ethereum to its fund, as well as BlackRock adding quite a lot of Ethereum to its fund. But the rest of it, Ethereum ETF seems very slow, to be honest. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest in it. Then the final metric that we need to look at before going over and charting the price of Bitcoin would be this, which is the current funding rates. And again, the bulk of them are negative, or at least like not 0.01, which means that again, there's more people shorting than there are longing right now, which could tell you one of two things. It could tell you retail is correct, the price is going to go down, or it could tell you that, look, we've bounced up from 53k, the retail didn't take profit, they've increased their margin on their short positions, which increases their height of liquidation, which means that the price has to push slightly higher now in order to liquidate those people. But when those people get liquidated, you end up with about 3 or 4% worth of liquidation pumpage on top of that. So it's a really difficult point to call the market at the moment. It's a proper strange one. Anyway, do slap a like on this video, get it to 1,000 likes, because I am struggling with some PTSD right now. Anyway, what have we got here? This is the price of Bitcoin. So let's do some charting on the price of Bitcoin. Let's get rid of Stonksy and look at the overall kind of chart formations that we've got right now. On the 15-minute chart, you can see that we've formed a perfect inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we've broken to the upside. Not only that, but we've came down, we've got a positive retest of the outside of this level of support, which again means that we should continue going to the upside. And the other thing to point out about this would be that you can also kind of chart this as like a cup and handle formation. It's a bit of an out there one, but it's kind of still counts as a cup and handle, where you've got your cup and then your handle like that. It kind of counts as a cup and handle formation, whereby you'd expect a pump to the upside. Now, at which point can we expect Bitcoin to start breaking up, and where should you be plotting your long positions from? Well, for me, I'm opening a long position at these levels. In fact, earlier on this dump, I opened a long position here on the price of Salana, which, again, if you're interested in trading, check out, what's it called? There we go, PHEMEX. You'll find a link for PHEMEX in today's video description. I had to clear out my PHEMEX account, unfortunately, today, because I've got to pay some racing bills. I don't know if you know how much tyres cost, but tyres are bloody expensive. I spent £20,000. It seems to be £20,000 a week at this point. It's crazy. In the past month, I spent £120,000 on racing-related things. And I've not even been to a track. Setting up a race team was slightly more expensive than I anticipated. Anyway, if you are ever interested in coming to a track, we race in British GT and European GT. So that means that in a couple of weeks, we're at Monza. And this last weekend, we're at Donington. The next race in England is at Brands Hatch. I look forward to the Brands Hatch race. That'll be a fun one. I'm not racing in that, but it's my team and I'll be there. So, yeah, do come to Brands Hatch when we're there. And if you are in Monza, come to Monza as well, because I can give you some nice hospitality in that. Anyway, $57,848 is the current price, and we look to be cup and handling on Bitcoin. What can we read into from this chart here on Ethereum? So Ethereum, again, this is a bear flag. This is a stock down in the bear flag. That doesn't look too great. The market just looks a bit like on edge. Some things look terrible. Like for this here, for me, I think that Bitcoin might pump, and I think that Ethereum might not pump. I think that Ethereum might actually drop in Bitcoin value into this buy zone here. And when we hit the buy zone, I'll be firing everything I've got spare into the price of Ethereum at that point. Because in this buy zone down here on the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, it is insanely cheap. Like you can see the drop off. This, by the way, if we're looking back in time, this is kind of May this year, June, July, August, September. You can see the price of Ethereum just getting absolutely trashed. It has not been. In fact, no. This is a longer term. No, is it long term chart? Let's measure it. So from here to here, it is a period of 106 days, and Ethereum has lost 29% of its value against Bitcoin. That's pretty significant. That's not a small drop off, isn't that? That's a pretty significant drop off, and I don't know. For me, it's time to take advantage of the dip. In terms of where DOP is going right now, we can probably replot this chart to look something like that, but essentially, the plan is still the same. Somebody is suppressing the price of DOP. I suspect that somebody is still holding a lot of DOP and has been buying down here. And I suspect that this person was actually shorting all the way down, and therefore now they're selling some of their DOP in order to suppress the price down. I think this is easy to overcome, and I'm going to buy a bunch more of it. And the fact that it's down 3.5% today, it means nothing to me. This thing, I expect is going to be the next Elrond of this next bull market, and I'm very optimistic about the future of it. So anybody asking about the DOP trade, yes, of course I'm still in it. Yes, I mean, one of them's losing money, the other one's not, because I mean, I was also buying down here. So my spot trade is in a profit, my derivative trade is in a loss, but the derivative trade is using such low leverage, it'll never matter anyway. So I am optimistic about that. Something that I am also quite curious about is this today. Kamala Harris went above Donald Trump in terms of the percentage chance of her winning the US election. Now, this has all come about after their debate the other day. I think that, to be honest, Kamala kind of won that debate purely based on Donald just looked a bit older. And when Donald, you put him up against Biden, of course he looks like a genius, but when you put him up against he didn't come off quite as well, just from a European perspective. And of course, I mean, I'd be backing Trump in the next election in the US because I want a Trump pump, but I don't like these numbers. And I think that's also one of the things that's just cooling off the market a little bit, because if Kamala does win, we're not getting a bull market. Not an immediate one, that's for sure. We've probably got a lot more of the same to come, 4 more years of the same. I don't know why. This is what I vote for change. If I could vote, I would vote for change. I always vote for change. I don't care who's in charge. Change it. Keep it changing. It's the same thing with life and any kind of job that you've got. Keep moving, keep growing, keep changing. It's the only way, or at least the best way. It's not the only way. The other way is to stay still. But I don't find there's much progression in staying still. Anyway, I'm waffling at this point. It's interesting to think that $900 million has been bet on the next presidential election. That's not all on this one. Between these two here, there's about $300 million bet on this. But $900 million has been bet on the next general election, which is a crazy amount of money. Anyway, we've got a couple more things to discuss in today's video. Of course, yes, I'm long on Solana right now. So let's have a look at the price chart for Solana. If we bring up that here. Why am I long on Salana? Well, it doesn't take a genius to work this one out. I wonder what Stonksy says about my trade, to be honest. Stonksy's long. Yeah, so Stonksy took a long position like midway through that pump, so it's probably at somewhere near break even if we just zoom in on that chart. Let's see where it took the long. So it took the long, yeah, kind of in that range right there. And it went up, it's gone down, but it's still in the long position. I'm holding my long. I'll get rid of it if Stonksy says to get rid of it, but for now, I'm holding on to my long position here, and I'm expecting some good things. We'll see how it performs, though, in terms of the overall kind of market setup on Solana right now. Looking at that, it just looks really low. And yes, I mean, we're just at the bottom of the range. Look, if we start breaking down from here, we are going down to these levels like $80 or whatever. The market will crash. Things will get a lot worse. And yeah, we've got, it's just an interesting thing coming up, because if we don't pump soon, we need to get out. And it will be a rush to the exit. It will be like there's a fire in the building and it's growing very quickly. We'll make a lot of money shorting the market. So again, don't forget, make an account on PHEMEX, because if you want to be part of the next great big short, it'll be here on the channel, and I'll be trying to time it correctly. But of course, make sure you are subscribed. Drop a like on this video. One or two more things to discuss today. I want to discuss some crypto news. So let's bring up Crypto Saving Expert, the best news website, because there's a few things in today's news that I think are quite important. We'll kind of cover the headlines, and if you want to read them in more detail, go to cryptosavingexpert.com/news. Grayscale Investments announces Grayscale XRP Trust for accredited investors, which is interesting, which probably means an XRP ETF is probably on the way. Coinbase has launched CBTC, a new wrapped Bitcoin token on Ethereum and Base, which now means that Bitcoin is also on Base Chain, which will bring some more volume to Base Chain, is kind of the idea behind that. This is interesting. Sharp-eyed trader snags rare CryptoPunk for 10 Ethereum. Savvy NFT trader has secured a rare CryptoPunk. I'm interested in this. The move has sent ripples across the NFT community, highlighting potential rewards for sharp-eyed trading in the NFT world while discussing the ethics of the trade. The transaction saw the trader secure a rare CryptoPunk, a part of the famous collection of 10,000 unique things, algorithmically generated pixelated characters for just 10 ETH. I mean, that's $30,000. It's not particularly cheap. Spot the Punk had been fractionalized into 10,000 ERC20 tokens, which had been spread out among 257 wallets. The fractionalization had been performed through a now decommissioned platform called Niftex, where the underlying asset was still held in escrow inside the still operating smart contracts. Even if an on-chain company terminates their operations, the code remains behind. a trait that whatever took advantage of. The Niftex contract worked in a way that if you proposed a buyout on the escrow asset, the 2-week grace period was initiated, which allowed all shareholders to decide whether to accept or reject the proposal. 2 weeks ago, this address submitted a proposal for 0.01 ETH per share of the punk. This form of buyout is known as a shotgun in the smart contract and can be proposed by anyone holding a share of the fractionalized asset. One shareholder noticed the transaction and made an effort to stop the transaction from going through to block a buyout. You must purchase the proposer's committed shares at a higher rate than their proposed price. Basically, a proposed price of whatever per share. The counter needed to be over whatever. Basically, you bought the thing. That's pretty interesting. I suppose there's going to be a lot of stuff like that if you can find it. Companies that set up a year ago, the founder rugged all of the money from the pre-sale, went and bought himself a Lamborghini, the company goes bust, and now there's some NFT signed, some smart contract somewhere. I guess it's quite a common story if I'm going off kind of my own experience of the crypto market about how many things I've invested in that have gone bust. People talk to me about these things all the time. They go, oh yeah, but you bought this and that, and they went bust. I'm going, yeah, literally 70 or 80% of my portfolio goes bust. That's the way that I play the market. It's the nature of playing the altcoin game. As I always say, 1 in 10 will print a 50 to 100x. 2 out of 10 will do a 10 to 50x. And the rest will go bust. It's always the way. And so you've got to spread your assets out in the market in order to make the best of the market. I couldn't recommend anybody anything better to do than diversify your portfolio across different areas of crypto. That includes buying memes. So let's just quickly discuss memes and the recent growth and comeback of Chippy, which is doing pretty well, to be honest. Chippy is now at a 2.5 million market cap. It's actually holding up very well considering the current state of the market. And it looks like it's back on the resurgence. I think that Chippy is going to pump pretty hard pretty soon. Chippy is a coin that I invented. If you hold over 100,000 coins, which is currently worth like $250, if you hold over 100,000 coins, every week you get free fish and chips on a Friday. All you have to do is submit a photo to the Twitter account of your fish and chips, and then from there the process takes place and you'll be refunded in the form of Chippy tokens. If you want to sell those tokens, great. If you want to not sell those tokens and hold on to them, because it's like $25 refund, no, regardless of what your fish and chips cost, we give you about $25 to $20 of tokens, depends on what the market's saying on that particular day. But if that token does, say, 20 or 30x from where the current price is, that $20 is suddenly $300, and that's very nice. And I think that's kind of the idea behind it. It's like a hold it and stake it type thing. It's a very high interest rate, but it's capped at a certain level of $20 a week or whatever it is. But if you split that across several wallets and had several amounts of fish and chips, then, you can't use the same receipt for each one. Anyway, I'm waffling at this point. Overall, I'm wary about the market. I am in a long position on Salana. I may close that long position if we drop below 133. I'm not in it for holding down to zero. I would rather time the market, get in at the right time, print 100k, get out. That is the best way of dealing with the market right now. So be careful trading. Slap a like on this video, get it to 1,000 likes. I'm still weirded out by yesterday, so do get it to 1,000 likes because I will post that video as soon as we get there. And send this video to a friend because why not? Grow the channel. But yeah, I'm a bit deflated today because scary times. Anyway, we live in a scary country. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you all for watching and slap a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.